In this video, I'm going to show you how to take your stock exhaust bathroom fan and switch it out into one of these 10-speed Maxxair monsters, so stay tuned. We're going to take that stock exhaust fan out of our 2018 Jayco, and we're going to switch out into one of these Maxxair fan Deluxes. This is the 7500K. I want to say this is the top end model for the Maxxair fan. So essentially what you're going to need for this install is you're going to need a power drill, you're going to need some putty knives to take all the lap sealant off, you're also going to need some butyl tape, and you're also going to need some self-leveling lap sealant to put everything back in. On top of that, you're also going to need some electrical connectors to reconnect the fan. The first thing you have to do before swapping anything out or taking anything out is to go measure your opening and make sure it's at least 14 inches, and that's what we're going to go do right now. All right, we're going to measure that opening. We're looking for 14 inches, and we have it 14 inches, a little bit over 14 inches. We're good to go. We're good to proceed. Okay, so we're up here on the roof now. As you can see, our lap sealant is sealing off all of our pieces or all of our screws here. So we're going to come through here and just take all that lap sealant off, expose those screws so we can get this thing ready to pull out. So we got all the edges done around here. It didn't actually take that long. So we're gonna get these screws out now. Now these are squared screws, so they're not the regular Phillips. So I gotta go down and go get us a bit, and then we're gonna unscrew this thing and hopefully get that fan out of here. All right, so we've got all of our screws out now. Now what we are going to do is gently start prying this up and breaking away this seal here. We're gonna see how this goes. And get your putty knife in here a little bit. Gonna help with that. Just be gentle with it. All right, so we're just starting to break. The seal in the back here is just being a little bit of a pain in the butt. So just coming through here, trying to get a little bit of separation. And we're not really taking chunks and gouges out of that lap sealant yet. We're just trying to break that seal. All right, and there she goes. Really crappy air fan with just a little itty bitty fan. Didn't really move around a whole lot of air. So that other one's gonna be a lot better. So we're gonna cut these wires and get ready for that new one. Got our hole in here now. Now here's where I think the real tedious fun work begins. We've now got to get rid of all of this butyl tape and all this other crap in here and getting it ready for that that fan to come in. Also remind you, you need to make sure before you've cut that wire to make sure you've killed all of your battery power. You've cut, you know, shore power, disconnected your batteries, all that. All of our stuff is already done before we even started this. We've got other projects that we're working on where we've got the power killed right now. So this isn't even an issue, but we've got everything killed. Make sure you kill it before you even start this. All right, so we've got all of our caulking and all that stuff now off the roof. It did take a little bit of time, not as bad as I thought it was going to take though. Only took probably about maybe a little bit over an hour, hour and a half. The key is you just got to go slow with it. You can't rush it. You don't want to cut that that membrane on the top, so just take it nice and slow. So we got that ready. Now we're ready to get the fan actually out of the box here, and let's take a look at it. It's got the remote control, the hardware, and I'm actually digging this. In the hardware here, it actually came with splices and butt connectors, so that's pretty cool. It gives you everything ready to go, so you don't have to have that. That's nice. Got the remote control in here, so you can control it. It also has a thermostat built into it too, so that's pretty cool. Okay, so we got our Maxxfan out of the box now. It came with the bottom surround. We'll be trimming that a little bit later. The fan itself, and then you've got the surround that goes on the top. Now, this is what we'll be going up and doing next. We're gonna tape the undersides of these, get it ready to fit onto the top, and then we'll screw it in. So we're gonna go back on top of the roof. So we're back on the roof now. We got our piece. We're about ready to put our butyl tape on there. We test fitted it, everything looks good. The big thing is you're gonna wanna make sure that these metal tabs are going side to side. You do that because that's what the fan actually mounts to. So if you put it the wrong direction, your fan's gonna be going the wrong direction. So make sure these tabs side to side, and let's get that butyl tape put on the back. Remember, side to side, one shot. So we got all of our lap sealant on there. Never worked with lap sealant before, but it's pretty good. One can for that entire vent there. I'm gonna see how it ends up setting up, if I end up having to put some more in to fill some cracks in case I miss something, but I don't know. So far I think it looks pretty good. So we're gonna move on to the next step, and that's actually mounting the fan. All right, mounting screws. So now that we're done with all the stuff on the roof, we're coming back inside now. We're gonna measure all four corners of where the fan is right now. We're gonna add a 1/2 inch lip to that. And then we're gonna make our marks on the corners of our trim ring here, and then pretty much cut the size, and hopefully that should fit. So let's go ahead and mark this up. All right, so we're back inside now. We got our trim piece done. Hopefully that fits well. We're now gonna connect our wiring here. Black is positive, white is negative. So let's go ahead and get that on there. Like I said before, they gave us the nice connectors to go with it here, so this is gonna work out real nice. Negative wire up as well. All right, now that we got that hooked up, now we just got to connect our wires. And now we can take our wires and we're just going to tuck them right back into that little void right up in here. Make sure to put everything back just the way we had it. So our short side was over here, our long sides were over here, and let's see how good we did. I'd say we did pretty good there, so we're gonna hold that up. Okay, so now we've got our beauty ring on here. Everything looks really good. The one thing that you're gonna wanna make sure of when you're doing the beauty ring, you wanna make sure you get your holes lined up on the right side. When I was making my measurements, I did not do that. So you wanna make sure it's orientated in there and then put the appropriate markings on there. So essentially what I had to do was just put 4 new holes in here to keep this up. I couldn't use the factory holes, but you know, lesson learned. Make sure you measure and get that ring orientated the right direction. So we got our remote here, we got the battery put in, or the batteries put in, and so it gives us full control, so we don't have to be up here fiddling with this. Let's go ahead and open it up and see what happens. Nice. And I think this is going to turn our fan on. Let's go. And there we go. And it's telling you right there we're at 60% speed. So it's a 10-speed fan. So we're going to hit that fan up button. Up to 70, 80, 90. And that's blowing at 100%. I can actually feel it. It's definitely pulling air out of here for sure. A lot more than the stock one. But let's go ahead and turn this off and go over the install. So we are done putting this thing in. We actually did this over 2 days. I worked probably about 3 to 4 hours the first day, and probably about an hour and a half today to do it. I probably could have gone a little bit faster, but I just wanted to take my time with it and make sure I did it right. Could anybody do this? Yeah, the biggest thing is just taking your time with it and making sure that you go step by step and you don't miss steps, you know, like with the whole beauty ring thing there. You just make sure that you do a good job. Make sure you get a good coat of lap sealant on the top of there. You definitely want that thing sealed up. As far as this fan in general, I am really thinking this is going to help us out. And I love having the ability to have the remote here. I've got 10 speeds of operation. I can just open the vent, I can close the vent, I can reverse the motor in there. So instead of pushing, I can pull, vice versa. It's just got a lot of different things that this thing is gonna do. And it runs on 12 volts, so it'll be good for us for, you know, boondocking and to be able to circulate air, especially when we don't have our air conditioning hooked up or try not to use our generator as much. So I definitely feel this is going to be a great addition to our trailer. The install did take 2 days, but I think if you are really good at it, and obviously if you also weren't videotaping, you could probably do it in probably 4 to 5 hours easy. You know, just make sure to go at your own pace. And then also make sure that your conditions for putting it on are good. Up here in the Pacific Northwest, especially in the springtime, it's hard for us to get a good couple days to be able to get a crack at this. We were lucky enough to get 80 degrees this weekend here in April, and we were able to get everything up and put on, so we are super stoked about that. So if you like the content of what we got going on here, if you like seeing these RV modification videos, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure you drop a comment here. Make sure you're notified so when we drop more travel videos, vlog videos, also modification videos, that you don't miss them. And until then, we'll see you guys in the next video.